I bring to you guys a compilation of some of the weird, strange, creepy, paranormal things that I have seen on TikTok thus far in the year 2024. And we're only a week deep. Let's watch.
Look at this and tell me if you recognize anything there.
Yes, I do. It resembles a panel that I saw at destruction in Antarctica. That was a panel that had the star map on it.
And the star map, do you know?
From what they could estimate, it was not only our universe, but 3 universes combined in one large star map. The focal point was what our Hubble Space Telescope has photographed and recorded at that time.
They altered his voice, so make sure y'all reading the subtitles down below, because you might not be able to understand him.
And they correlated what the Hubble Space Telescope had taken photographs of that was not in our universe, but actually a different universe outside, further out than what we think our universe is.
I know that what you just said to me was that we were using the Hubble to photograph in another universe outside of this universe.
Yes, ma'am.
And then another universe.
Yes, ma'am. The way it was described to me, they were taking mathematical equations, formulas, from different points of our universe and pinpointing it to photographs or recordings that was made by our Hubble Space Telescope, which at that time was the best technological device that we had at that time.
Was this generated by extraterrestrial beings?
Yes, ma'am.
Bro, my man sound believable. It don't look like or sound like he was reading from no script. I mean, we couldn't see much of him, but still, he didn't stutter, he didn't mumble. He just came straight out and said that as if it was just a matter of fact. Aliens!
Okay, so a few nights ago, over 50 cops and helicopters were called over in a shopping mall area in Miami, Florida. Why were there so many cops? This is just rumors and witness reports that there were 7 to 10 feet tall creatures and beings running around the shopping area and attacking people. Now, the other report is there was a few gangs fighting amongst the shopping area and teenagers running around fighting each other with sticks and stuff. So you're telling me that many cops and helicopters came for a little teenage gang fight? And why were there so many flight delays in Miami that day? All of this wasn't even being reported by the media and covered up by that whole Epstein list.
So there's so much that's coming out in regards to this whole incident down in Miami. There's people that saying there was alien. There's people that said it was teenage fighters. Which one is it? What's the truth? We all want to know. Was it aliens? Was it teenagers? Why was there this many cops? This is ridiculous. This many cops. I could see maybe 5 to 10 cop cars pulling up for some kids out there acting rambunctious. Maybe got some guns or fireworks or whatever they proclaim it was. But every cop in Miami, that's crazy. But this is supposedly a close-up of some of these large beings walking. Honestly, it just looks like regular people. Just like these look like regular people over here walking. These look like regular people over here walking too. So if this is supposed to be aliens, I'm gonna go with this whole thing that it was kids and throwing off fireworks in public areas, making people think and believe that there were gunshots going off. That's what I'm sticking to. I wish it was aliens, though. That sounds way cooler, but no. Then again, I could be wrong. Aliens!
Alright, so I had to come in my basement and film this. This is so crazy. I'm posting this, and I want y'all to repost, save this video, post it on other platforms before it gets taken down, because I want to clear up some of this misinformation about the Bayside Mall incident that happened. So me and my girl was in town, and we were shopping at the mall, and we noticed a lot of kids there. It wasn't a real big deal at first until they got to arguing and shoving, and then like weapons got brought in, and they started fighting.
All right, so this sounds like this is about to be the truth by somebody who was actually there, an actual witness to what happened at the mall that day.
Running all over the mall, chaos just all over the place. So we thought we heard gunshots, but it turns out that that was actually fireworks. But either way, that caused everybody to start rushing for the doors. People was leaving stuff behind. I mean, just dragging their kids. it was just complete fucking chaos, man. Anyway, so as we running, we look back and we notice some weird shapes taller than me. I'm 6'2", shadowy, dark, solid shapes, not human. I promise you, these is not human. I mean, it made the hair stand up on my skin. And shit, we just booked it for the doors after that, man. I can't explain what that was. I can't say that was aliens, but I can say that was not human. It was not human. And they, online, I don't know if they're trying to cover this stuff up, but they saying that it was police officers and somebody, not shadowy figures. It's 2024, man. It's something going on. There's something going on, and they're trying to cover it up. A lot of people saw what I saw, and like I say, it was so much chaos ensued that it was just hard to let that sink in, that we was realizing what we're looking at. I mean, it's something you can never even create in your head in a dream.
What?
I'm putting this out there though, man, because I want people to know that this stuff is real. Get this out and spread this. And if you were a person that was there and you saw what I saw, please put this video out, because they trying to cover this stuff up, man. They don't want us to tell the truth. And I got a good feeling this video will be taken down.
This is like I've always said, once extraterrestrials show themselves, finally appear, they're going to be nothing like anything we could have possibly imagined in our heads. And if he was there, and if he saw it, if we believe him like I'm sure we want to believe, then what he just said perfectly aligns with what I've been thinking. What?
So don't listen to the media. This is real. And whatever it is, they do not want people to know about it. I can't even, man.
What did I tell y'all back in 2022? What did I tell y'all? In 2 years' time, we're gonna have some evidence. We're gonna know way more than we know now about the existence of extraterrestrials. We're gonna have physical evidence. They're gonna come down. They're gonna appear. I'm not saying that it has happened yet, but I am alluding to the fact that we're getting that much closer. I told y'all, this is gonna be the year. This is gonna be the year, baby.
I was there at the Bayside Mall with my family, and we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout, but what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, but our whole family's processing it, but I think we've kind of accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment. So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, and my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew, and then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store, just running out in a direction. So as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So we immediately ran out with our nephew, and we picked him up and we ran out and we followed the crowd. And then about a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying blankie, which he'll usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared. And he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we look behind us, and then we see these 3 9-10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. I'm not saying aliens because I don't know what it was.
It also could be that he's not saying aliens because maybe up to this point and continuing on, maybe he doesn't believe in the existence of aliens. So some people will see something that may look alien-like and not believe it to be an alien because they don't believe in aliens, so they'll call it something else. That's fair.
None of us really knew everyone. All of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. There was a crowd. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching. Not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch. And whatever maybe was covering them had you know, unveiled or whatever. Yeah, it looked like a glitch, man. It like a weird glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And then you could see it in its full form, all three of them. And then, you know, they were all black. You saw eyes, and you could faintly see like lips. But yeah, I was about like 20 feet away, because obviously everybody gave it distance, right? And you know, they're tall, so we all just like looked at them. They were just standing there, and the thing that was a little bit weird, but it was clearly like observing us. It was sentient, right? Like, or whatever. I mean, I don't know, but it was aware of us. It looked at us, the whole crowd, and then as soon as it started walking with its big legs, like kind of like it started like almost glitching again, we all ran. My brother like immediately said, yo, let's go. He grabbed me by the shoulder. We bolted out of there. And for anyone that's like saying, you know, where's the footage? Yeah, I know. I don't have any footage, and I'll explain why. Cause like when I saw it, I was in complete fear. It was something that I completely froze, man. I don't care if I sound like a about it. Like, I froze. I don't care who you are. I feel like when you're seeing something paranormal, it's different than when you're seeing a fight. Yeah, you'll probably want to record that and put it on World Star or whatever. When you see something paranormal, that's different. Because your reality, you can't comprehend what you're seeing. A fight, you kind of get it. Two people are fighting. You can comprehend that. Something like this, none of us could comprehend. Your first instinct is like, it ain't to like take out your phone and start recording. Your first instinct is like, I've never seen this before. What is this?
Yo, now that I'm like listening to him, I'm thinking about all those cops that showed up. And I'm thinking about if they got phone calls from the dispatcher saying, yo, there's something going on at the mall. Hundreds of people are calling in saying that they're seeing aliens. Y'all might want to get down there. That would be the only reason why I can see every freaking cop car down there in Miami. It looked like it. There was like 30, 40 cop cars all pulling up to that spot.
Is it going to hurt me?
I don't even think it would be that many cops for a mass pew-pewer.
Or my family. That was my first number one priority. So if you don't believe me, I get it. You know, it's fine. Like, it is silly. I'm sure that someone had footage from that night. If you did, please contact me just so that, you know, we actually have it.
That's crazy. The fact that he's asking, he was like, yo, if you got footage, please share it with me.
So anyways, as soon as the creature started moving, we all just jetted out there. We ran out the front doors. And, you know, obviously, like, we see a whole sea of cop cars, mad cop cars, where other ones were coming in. And we ran with our nephew, and then, you know, a cop stopped us. You know, they took us a little to a bit of a safer area behind the cars.
So part of the reason this video, as y'all can tell, is somewhat long. We still got probably another 3 minutes left. And the reason why I'm going to let it play all the way through is because I want to see if there's any possible holes in his story.
And then and they asked us what we saw. And we told them what we saw. You know, they wrote it down. And they asked everybody to check their phones. Not everybody, because there was mad people like running away too, right? They couldn't get everyone. So I'm wondering if someone's gonna post a video. But yeah, they looked through everyone's phone. I didn't record anything, so I was fine. None of us recorded anything, so we were basically free to go. But in the distance, you could still see, like, you know, I didn't see the beings come out the door, right? But you could see on the side of the building, kind of like that clip that everyone's seeing, that it was slowly walking. And it was like, it wasn't cloaking or glitching or whatever. It was walking. So I don't know if it seemed more like it was an interdimensional thing. Someone's coming into our dimension or whatever, a bunch of them. And I think, you know, that it was just interesting, the police response, because there was a whole bunch of them. This ain't for no teenagers. No, this was for something way bigger. And it almost seemed like the cops had like a an already made strategy for it, because they surrounded one of the beings with like all their police cars. They blared it up even louder because you could hear that it was louder. Maybe as an attempt to like distract it or let it know like, hey, you don't belong here, right? And you know, they were trying to like slowly move alongside with it. But I didn't see anything else after that, because me and my family, we got out of there. We went into our car, we went home, because you know, we had our nephew with us, and we went to make sure like, you know, he was okay. So I'm still kind of like processing everything. Like, it's weird, but at the same time, I'm glad that we weren't alone in seeing it, because like it was a whole bunch of us that saw it. And it feels kind of like, you know, you're part of something like really big, but at the same time, it's confusing, because like you want to kind of like show people. Like, I wish I took a video, man, like, because people are gonna probably think I'm crazy, right? But yeah, I'm left with more questions. Like, we were all kind of left with more questions than anything else. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's aliens. I know everybody's saying it's aliens. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I saw something come in through like a weird glitchy, maybe a portal or whatever. And it was like they were pretty tall. You could see some facial. They were very dark, like and shiny. But I can't tell if it was like a wet shiny or like a metallic shiny. And yeah, and you know, long limbs. Long limbs, long fingers. They were definitely humanoid in shape, and shadowy. But maybe that shadowiness was like from a glitch or whatever, like whatever cloaking maybe they had like fell off. But yeah, it felt like something was coming into our world or whatever, like a Stranger Things episode. But it was crazy, man. Like
that is so specific to say that it feels like something is coming into your world, like from another dimension. That glitchiness. Yo, this was so fascinating. And then like how the stories of the people, the eyewitnesses, are somewhat lining up together. And then he says that the cops was gathering as many people as possible that could have potentially recorded this incident to get them to delete.
In October of 2020, a sharp-eyed investigator scans satellite images of Antarctica and comes across a site that stops author Brad Olson in his digital tracks. It's a metallic-looking object half covered in ice. Look closer. It sure seems to be a raised disc casting a shadow onto the ice. Olson thinks that as the ice melts, an alien spacecraft has emerged from where it was left.
There's so much about this picture that makes zero sense. Like, if this is like a mountain, then why does it look like the other half of it is in the mountain, or just is cut in half and laying up perfectly against the mountain, half of it? I'm confused. This picture's not mathing right in my head.
Thousands of years ago. But what alien would park their ride in such a hostile place?
Hostile? That don't seem like much of a hostile environment. What do they have to be concerned about? Polar bears?
Antarctica and Mars are both extremely sterile environments. If I were a Martian and I wanted to choose a place on Earth to live, Antarctica, it'd be the closest thing to home I could find.
A Martian? This is the first time I put together that a Martian is from Mars. Makes perfect sense. You don't hear an extraterrestrial that could be potentially from anywhere else in space other than Mars being called a Martian. Okay.
State by order zone? Okay, yesterday you told us you traveled, and I quote, thousands of light years to get here. Yes. Tell us the truth, or never be there. It is truth. And from above. From your future. Destroy time. Residual space. All transmission to So I take it aliens took over our future, right? So you're human. Okay, so you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now? How? Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time? Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference? So you know how the universe is created? So you've seen God? Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die?
You will experience every instant of so-called life. Oh my God. I love this. As cap as this could possibly be, I freaking love this. You know, it was like you took somebody who had an intellectual individual that delivered this information through this extraterrestrial, through this alien, through this ET, right? And everything that he said, it feels like the type of thing that we would hear if an alien did come down here and offered us some information about life and expansion beyond our imagination. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. Ah, fireworks. Oh, I thought we was in Miami for a second. All right, so this orange dot in the sky is supposed to be a spaceship or a UFO or UAP. Okay. It's just hovering there, whatever it is. So it's not a drone recording the fireworks? Okay. Well, I mean, that wasn't much of fireworks, because, yeah. Wait. Oh, I thought I saw another light moving in the sky. Why was nobody saying nothing, narrating or nothing?
Orb swallows a Chinook helicopter in broad daylight.
What? So you see this orb thing? Look at that. That thing is moving. It's going up right behind this helicopter. Look at that. That's fascinating. Look at this. Getting closer. Moving in quick. Yo. It just swallowed that helicopter and dipped off. Yo, that was kind of cool. That was crazy. What? That's crazy. I have never seen anything like this before, you guys. Do y'all think this is real or is it fake? Comment down below.
Driving home on the highway.
Oh! No! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no, she didn't! No, she didn't! Oh snap! Get it off! 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 Where is it?
It's going on your back. No, it's going on your face. It's going on your face. Oh, I'm not touching it. No, I'm not touching it. It's on your shoulder. Oh, I jumped off.
Where'd my hat go? Oh, damn, still in the chair. Oh, man. Ugh. I just knew that spider was crawling on me.
1898, a daring group of explorers chanced upon the final recorded giants of the western United States, setting in motion a perilous odyssey filled...
What? We got this on camera? We got giants on camera? So y'all said that there was giants back in 1898? Look at this. There's no... Where has this footage been all this time? This footage is just now being released?
With wonder, danger, and the potential to rewrite history.
This is cap. Oh, AI generated BS. Look at this mess. You can look at their faces and stuff, y'all. This is AI's attempt at making folks from back in 1889 look like they moving around and posing and taking a picture with a dang on fake giant. This look like a whole gorilla. I thought it was supposed to be a giant. Look at this gorilla face man here. The math ain't mathing. It ain't adding up. Look at this. How does woman go from tall to short in 2.2 seconds? I'm tall. Look at me up here. Now I'm down here. What kind of sense did that just... I swear, this AI mess, man. Look, hey, don't nobody back here got faces. They all deformed. Why this gorilla got 10 toes on each foot? I meant Bigfoot. That ain't Bigfoot. That's a lot of toes. That's what we gonna name him. You ever seen the elusive lot of toes? Here go one right here. I think I know him. What in the world is wrong with the body on this dude here? He looked like a titan almost. Not at the same time. All they face is black, like they whole face is a beard. Yo, is that his thing dangling down now or what? Look, it's the tree man. Now he's screaming at him.
What is Walmart actually hiding?
Shit, I can tell you. The fact that they had no dang on Black Friday sales and that the regular price was the same price as the Black Friday sale on all their products. That's what they hiding. Lies.
In 2015, Walmart abruptly closed stores in California, Texas, Florida, and Tulsa, citing plumbing issues. Initially, no one paid much attention, but things began to get stranger with each passing day.
Okay.
You see, people found it odd that plumbing problems would be so severe that they would require 6 months to be resolved. And that wasn't all, as shortly thereafter, military personnel were seen entering and exiting the closed locations, building what appeared to be defenses around the empty shopping centers. One day, a woman managed to enter. She reported that when she entered the closed supermarket, she found a massive hole dug in the center of the store. It seemed very apparent that something was happening beneath the stores. Rumors circulated that these locations were being turned into FEMA concentration camps. But just recently, a Walmart employee from Pennsylvania made a terrifying discovery in his store that reveals the whole truth about this matter. Do you want a part 2 to find out?
No, you had enough time to tell us in this video. The video didn't have to be a minute long. No. TikTok allows for 10-minute long videos. You didn't have, there ain't no part 2. I know there isn't. There isn't one. Stop lying to us.
The bottom of Mandela effects. I do apologize that it took so long for me to get this video out, but it by far took the most amount of time and research and is the first Mandela effect that has kind of convinced me maybe we really did switch timelines. Only 2 official Berenstain products where I can consistently find it's spelled Berenstain. Look at the spelling of the name the second time on the bottom of the tag. You can see it's spelled Berenstain. There's yet another time it's spelled like...
Yo, that's crazy. It's spelled Berenstain up here, but Berenstain down here, like how we all thought it was.
that, but I can only find it on this specific line and release of plush toys. The only other time it's consistently spelled like that is on these VCRs. Once again, it seems like one specific misprint for one specific product. It's a compilation of all the time it's been spelled Berenstain in newspapers, but it always seems to be just a one-off misprint. I did find this one super old website that spells it Berenstain, but if you click on the official link, it just takes you to the website where it's spelled Berenstain. Mike, the son of the original authors, said that the books have always been named after their last name and that the common misspelling has been taking place over their entire life, and you will only see the incorrect spelling on knockoff brands. Never owned any of the merchandise or toys. I only owned the book, so I don't know where I would have seen it misspelled on a knockoff. I've hit with this one is dead end, so let me know what you guys think. On the bright side, I have found more evidence of the monocle man and cornucopia.
Uh-oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I got to the bottom of the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia Mandela effect, and I'm upset. Claire really pulled through for us and went through all of her old clothes until she found an official logo. Not only is this an official Fruit of the Loom shirt, except the cornucopia looks exactly how we've all described it and remembered it. This reignited my fixation, and after digging through the internet, I found this old newspaper that specifically says Fruit of the Loom logo was initially a cornucopia. And Fruit of the Loom has been questioned about the cornucopia. They've straight up been lying to us, saying that it never existed. Please note that this Fruit of the Loom image that was created from people's memories matches exactly what's on Claire's shirt. Not only are they lying to us, they're intentionally causing chaos. If you go to their homepage, they have a whole timeline of their logos and what company has that. That's not evidence enough that they're intentionally trying to cause chaos. These are what their TikToks look like.
I don't know.
I'm convinced this is 100% corporate gaslighting. Mixed feelings about this because honestly it is one of the greatest marketing ploys in all of history, but at what cost? It has caused me so much distress that both my husband and my therapist forbade me from pursuing it any further. Glad I pursued my heart and got to the bottom of this, but tell me what you think. Should we just admire their marketing, or should we open a class action lawsuit to be reimbursed for emotional damage?
Dang, she's serious, huh? She's so serious that she had this merchandise made. Mom, what is that? Because that's exactly what we said when we was in the store and we saw the freaking Fruit of Balloon logo with the cornucopia in the back. We was like, Mom, what's that thing in the back of the fruit back there? And Mama told us, oh baby, that's the cornucopia. So that's how most of us found out what a cornucopia was. I know it was how I found out. I know it was how she found out. It was probably how you found out as well, wasn't it? Say it. Tell me. Don't lie. Thank you.
Weird thing is, it's every video where I mention Fruit of the Loom, not a single other video. So darn strange, I can't figure it out. At least appreciate the irony of it being taken down for integrity. All fairness, they do have a right to be upset at me because I did make a false claim. They had not yet acquired the company at the time that there was the feed mix-up with the fire retardant. They're only responsible when they lost 11 million gallons of wastewater due to their negligence. Maybe mistakes like that could be avoided if it wasn't so strangely difficult to find any information about the acquisition. This is the only place I can even find the year. Anyways, massive chemical contaminations happen to the best of us. I'm just curious about what happened next. I think you'd want to take care of a big old mess like that, but instead you settled for 42 million, knowing that the cost of cleanup would be much more than that. And maybe that was the best you could do, but I find that hard to believe when you were simultaneously selling your business for over $800 million to Warren Buffett. Somehow during this deal, you convinced the government that these companies with billions of dollars shouldn't have to pay anything else, and instead the taxpayers, aka the people you poison, should have to pay instead, which is extra bonkers when you consider that Fruit of the Loom turned it into the most expensive Superfund site in America. I'd love to say that Fruit of the Loom's poisoning people's days are behind it, but they actually have BPAs in their clothes, and these are the side effects of BPAs. In 2021, you were legally informed these BPAs were present and have been since 2018. One of the requirements set forth was to recall any of the BPA products, but personally I can't find a single recall. I want to be nice and assume that notice got mixed up with all their other documents I can't find, but I really like this article by Vanity Fair written in 2008, 10 years before Fruit of the Loom was notified about their BPAs, where they acknowledge that it's linked to cancer. They then go on to say that regardless of what the FDA says is legal, it's a company's responsibility to test their products for safety. Too bad Fruit of the Loom didn't have access to that information at the time. But wait a minute, this isn't adding up because Fruit of the Loom owns Vanity Fair. Fruit of the Loom, if I have my facts facts wrong, I'm happy to take my video down. All you have to do is ask me and give me a detailed explanation on what really happened. As always, I'm just a silly little gal making a silly little video with no credentials. This is purely for entertainment purposes, and everything I said could just be a big old lie.
Hey y'all, just for the record, this is not a fruit of balloon. You see that with this gilded? Can you, I can't get it right. There you go. Zoom in. This is gilded with a cornucopia and Fruit of the Loom logo on the front. See, this girl right here, she's something else. They were taking her videos down because of what she said in this video.
Some good news and some bad news. Fruit of the Loom was not responsible for the plant the first time that they poisoned Michigan, but they were responsible the third time and maybe the second time. I don't know. They've made it so hard to find this information. Keep in mind that I'm just a gal with a fixation. I'm not an investigative journalist. I have no credentials. Everything I'm saying might be false, and this is purely for entertainment purposes. First poisoning was in the 70s when there was a classic cattle feed flame retardant mix-up. I'm making an entirely separate video about this later today, but back to Fruit of the Loom. The Loom bought out the company responsible for that. I don't have any exact information about this because even though government loves paperwork, I gotta pause for a second because she done it twice now. She'll let these little pop-ups happen on the screen, but they go away so quick that you don't get an opportunity to read them. She's an interesting content creator, so we might want to start catching some of this stuff because who knows what type of information is in it. So let's scroll back some. I do apologize, but I want to see if we can catch that. And this is purely for entertainment purposes. First poisoning was in the 70s when there was a classic cattle feed flame retardant mix-up. I'm making an entirely separate video about this later.
There it was. Was not expecting Fruit of the Loom lore first day of 2024. Okay.
Later today, but back to Fruit of the Loom. The Loom bought out the company responsible for that. I don't have any exact information about this because even though government loves paperwork, I cannot find any information about the acquisition. I can't even find the exact date, and my warning bells are going on. When Fruit of the Loom took over, they became entirely responsible for the giant toxic waste site at the plant. About 10 years later, Fruit of the Loom was required to show evidence that they were in fact containing the toxic waste, but when they went to check on it, they found that 11 million gallons of toxic waste had leaked into the water and the ground. It would cost upward of $1 billion to fully clean up, and people still aren't sure if it can ever be fully cleaned up. The polluted river empties into Lake Superior. I'm also going to make a separate video about this because there's layers and layers of sketchy stuff. All of the stories that when Fruit of the Loom was asked to show documentation of how they were correctly maintaining the toxic waste site, which they clearly weren't, they suddenly didn't have the money for anything and decided to go bankrupt. Stated in the previous video, this allowed them to settle for $43 million while also making $850 million by selling the company to Warren Buffett and removing all legal responsibilities from any party involved. To review this timeline, first owners of the company essentially contaminated all of Michigan and potentially the surrounding area as well. On top of this, for the next 10 years, they dumped pollutions into the nearby river. At some point during this, there was a sketchy takeover by Fruit of the Loom. I don't know if they were responsible for any of the dumping. In this questionable acquisition, Fruit of the Loom took on all responsibility to make sure the toxic site remained safe. And any evidence that they checked on the site a single time in the 10 years, so they were never able to see what a terrible job the first company did in containing it, and by the time they checked on it, 11 million gallons of waste had been lost. They then made a massive profit by selling the company to Warren Buffett, who wasn't required to take on any of the legal responsibility. One plant site essentially contaminated all of Michigan, and everyone involved made hundreds of millions of dollars in the process. I'm gonna try to post another video in a couple hours explaining how all the companies and government have gone away with Michigan residents not being made aware of this, and those who are aware of it and have health concerns aren't able to get any compensation or help for it. It is so hard to find this information. Here are a couple screenshots of some of the links I'm referring to.
I knew nothing of any of this in regards to Fruit of the Loom. Did you guys? Comment down below.
To the bottom of Mandela effect, thoroughly searched the internet for evidence of the robber emoji and it doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean it never existed. I went to the official website where every Apple emoji resides, and after searching the entire list, it's nowhere to be found, so I thought maybe it was deleted, but after learning about how the code is written, I found out that they cannot be deleted or the entire code will break. I wasn't about to settle for this though, so I looked through the list to find the pew pew emoji that I know is no longer in use and couldn't find it. I could only find the water pew pew emoji, and it turns out that although emojis cannot be deleted, they can be replaced, which led me to wonder if maybe the emojis were replaced. I found a couple official email addresses that I reached out to and asked if there's any evidence whatsoever of the robber emoji ever existing at some point in the code, and I also asked about the hiking emoji because I know that was in there too. I also found the artist
This girl never blinks.
Of the original Apple emojis and reached out to her to ask if she had any memory of creating the robber hiker emoji and perhaps where they went. I had a panic attack yesterday and deleted the original video of me talking about this, but the sweatshirts are back up and better than ever, and I have them on a 30% apology discount for the next 2 days, so you can buy in at the original price. Just click on showcase in my bio, and if you have any other design requests, let me know.
Go get you one. I'm gonna have her TikTok link down below so you can support this young lady, because the stuff that she does her homework. She becomes obsessed when it comes to these Mandela effects, and she wants to know the truth. Let's support her on her journey so that she can keep giving us some of the best information in regards to any of these Mandela effects that we've ever seen.
Check this video out with me. This guy's about to explain paradise and hell, and he... Check this video out with me. This guy's about to explain paradise and hell, and he explains it perfectly. Let's watch it.
There is a shaft that leads all the way through the earth like this. Gravity takes you to the heart of it. And in the heart of it, the middle of the earth, is a place called hell, outer darkness. When Lazarus died, he didn't go into this hell. He went into a place called paradise. It was a air-conditioned paradise down in this bottomless pit. Now on the other side of it, the other side of this paradise, was a place where the rich man was. He was not yet in the lake of fire, but he was in a place of torment on this other side. And here was this gulf separating them, so that those on the paradise side could not cross over, and those on the hell side could not cross over to paradise. No one is in the lake of fire yet. So here was Abraham's bosom. The rich man died, was buried, and hell lifted up his eyes. He saw Lazarus afar off in Abraham's bosom, and they communicated back and forth. All right, here is 1 Peter 4:5. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead, the living and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached to them that are dead. So Adam is here, Abel is here, Enoch, Methuselah, Noah, possibly his sons, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, David, Solomon, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, all those characters in the Old Testament, plus many, many more, were here in paradise at that time. They couldn't go to heaven because their sins hadn't been paid for. But God was favorably disposed to them because they had believed God. So God had a high regard for them in their believing state. But no payment had been made for their sin. It said it was not possible the blood of bulls and goats could take away their sin. So in effect, they were saved on credit. They were saved by God in anticipation of a time when their sins would be paid for.
Saved on credit. Interesting. So until their sins are paid for, they can yet get into heaven, but they're not in hell. And they're not still alive. Fascinating.
Jesus, when he died, went and preached to the dead. Here's where they were. In Ephesians chapter 4, 8 through 10. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, this is after Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, he ascended up to heaven. He ascended up on high, but he led captivity captive. So there was some people held captive here. He took them out. He captured the those who were captured and led them out to heaven. He took captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. And he also distributed gifts to these saints of the Old Testament at that time. Now, he that ascended into heaven is he also that descended first into the lower parts of the earth. You can't be any clearer than that. The same Jesus that ascended into heaven is the Jesus who descended first before he ascended into heaven. Now, that would have to be between his death and resurrection and his ascension into heaven. That was the time period in which this took place. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept, that's the word for dead Christians, arose and came out of the grave after his resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared unto many. Matthew 27. So when Jesus went into the grave, on the third day when he came out, bodies of the saints which were previously dead appeared in the city of Jerusalem unto many people. That means some old lady sitting there grinding her corn, and the man walks up to her and says, how you doing there? She says, fine. Who are you? He says, I'm Isaiah. Been a long time since I've been here, about 700 years. And what are you doing here, Isaiah? Well, I'm just waiting. We're going to be going on up to heaven. Just made a stop. So many of the saints got to see those Old Testament saints at that time. Now, those are the ones he preached to. He didn't preach the gospel to lost people, giving them a chance to get saved. Jesus preached the gospel to those in paradise who were already in a state of grace and favor with God, so that they too could believe on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Fascinating interpretations of scriptures out of the Bible. It makes you wonder, if is what he's saying true? Where did he get the knowledge from if it didn't just come to him? Where did he get the knowledge from that this was how it happened? Because to me, it just seemed like he interpreted some passage that he read in the Bible, and this is what he came up with through his interpretation. Yo, what the freak? These birds, are they migrating and they just wanted to chill in this shopping center? So many of them. Holy crap. Holy crap. They're all flying together. Dang. Ain't no cars driving yet. Oh, there go one. And this one, obviously.
The Ramree massacre is the largest killing of humans by animals in a single event in history. What happened was, Japanese held Ramree Island in Myanmar during World War II. And they stayed there, killing all the deer, eating all the resources, and around that island was a whole ton of big saltwater crocodiles, right? And those crocodiles went dormant. They went into a state called torpor, which is where crocodiles basically shut everything off and hibernate because there's not enough food, there's nothing to do. So they kind of shut down their metabolism and sleep. Okay? So now you've got an island with 1,000 Japanese soldiers on it, surrounded by sleeping crocodiles that are starving because all the food's gone from it. That's to paint the picture. One night, World War II, Allies come in, the British hit the ground, there's tons of them, and the Japanese soldiers that held Ramree Island scatter into the swamp to get away from the Allies from certain death. In that night, I think it was over the course of 2 days, 1,000 Japanese soldiers were eaten by crocodiles. So imagine running through the swamp as the Allies are shooting at you from behind, and you're just hearing these screams and cries and snaps of giant crocodile jaws as they're decimating 1,000 Japanese soldiers running through the swamp.
Did you guys find any like remains or anything, or bones lodged in these?
Dude, you won't even believe this. I've never told this story before. So we're at this area of this massacre. We were making a TV show for the History Channel, and we had like an old artifact rifle that had been found there from before. And we're like, let's put the rifle like in the remains and have the other host pick up the rifle and talk about it, you know, and be like, whoa, look at this rifle. Right, so we put this rifle up against the ruin of the fort. And we're like, Brian was his name. We're like, Brian, there's a rifle here, rummage around until you find it. And so he like walks right by it, doesn't even see it, and he steps into the mud in front of the fort. It's low tide. He sort of starts feeling around with his feet, reaches down with his hands, and pulls out a human skull, an intact human skull with a like crack mark in it. And he's like, "Is this what you guys wanted me to find? Like, is this real?" And we're like, "Dude, that's real."
That's crazy to actually find proof to back their story.
I dislike all forms of government.
Somebody must rule.
And I don't like the word rule.
Well, if we don't like the word rule, let's call it leadership.
Leadership in government is political power, and political power is an official form of antagonizing the people.
What magazine did you say he edits? A commentary on current events.
I can't believe this was filmed in the 50s and just how much of it is still relevant today. Makes you wonder what else we have not noticed. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
But, my dear young man, politics are necessary.
Politics are rules imposed upon the people.
In this country, rules are not imposed. They are the wish of all free citizens.
Travel around a bit, then you'll see how free they are.
Yes, but you didn't let me finish.
They have every man in a straitjacket, and without a passport, he can't move a toe.
But if you'll allow me to...
In a free world, they violate the natural rights of every citizen.
But you don't let me put it...
They have become the weapons of political despots.
Yes, but may I...
And if you don't think as they think, you're deprived of your passport.
Will you allow me
to leave a country is like breaking out of jail.
Yes,
and to enter a country is like going through the eye of a needle.
But
am I free to travel?
Of course you're free to travel.
Only with a passport.
Will you allow me to say something?
Only with a passport. Do animals need passports?
Oh, do animals need passports? No, they don't.
Powered by electric batteries, you can drive it on ordinary roads at a comfortable speed for local journeys.
Wait, so we had Tesla smart cars back then in the day? Well, heck, the first car was an electric car, wasn't it?
A compact three-seater, it's easy to maneuver or park in traffic. For longer journeys or for travel through congested areas, you leave the road and enter a special guideway.
Tesla did this, but underground.
The undercarriage slides under the track and the star car begins to glide along an electrified rail. You press a destination button on a dashboard route map and electronic controls take over.
Dang, they even had GPS.
You travel automatically and safely at 60 miles an hour, taking your ease as you go.
At 60 miles an hour, it looked more like he going 6 miles an hour.
The guideway is only 8 feet wide and could be laid alongside existing roads easily and cheaply.
Really?
You may be slotted into a train of star cars going the same way, but at your destination you will be routed onto an exit spur.
They said this could be laid alongside other roads. Man, they wasn't about to do this.
There, you either leave the vehicle in a station car park, or you can resume control and drive to your final destination before parking it. In either case, it's ready to be used again and again by other travelers.
How cheap cars were back then? Gosh, get a brand new car for $5 grand. You get a brand new car for like $2 grand back then. See what other old techs that were available back then that we just now got today that they proclaim is new.
Here's a long, low coffee table, which converts with a simple movement into a square tea table of normal height.
Relaxave.
Ooh, it went from a small coffee table to a square tea table, and it got taller. That was cool. Okay, I gotta see that again. That was really dope.
Here's a
look at that.
Long, low coffee table.
Long, low coffee table.
Which converts with a simple movement into a square tea table of normal height.
Yo, that's nice.
Relaxez-vous in a modern type garden chair. What a lovely combination. This
yeah, I see them in Target all day.
Chair, the right girl in a hot summer.
A lovely combination. This chair, the right girl in the hot summer. Hey, what you talking about?
Another bright idea, the kitchen cabinet with movable shelves, so that everything can be brought to eye level.
What?
From Denmark, an ingenious extendable round table finished in teak.
We've seen these today.
Now for babysitting. It's all done by TV. And the baby minder can keep an eye on her charges, several of them at the same time, by what?
Baby monitor.
Watching the screens. A fridge with a difference. Hello, frozen assets.
What a blessing. Neatly housed under the sink is the waste disposal unit. British made, suitable anywhere.
What?
Even broken glass is reduced to a sort of powder, which goes harmlessly down the drain. Here's something...
I don't think mine do that. I don't think my disposal do that. Cleaned my disposal out yesterday, and yeah, I don't think it's capable.
Every housewife dreams of. An oven you don't have to stoop over, or burn your fingers in either. Smash
Yo, wait a minute. That makes so much. Duh, I love that. Wait a minute, I want that. Look at this. Oven. It got the tray thing on the door, so you open up and it. What?
In either. As for this, it speaks for itself.
A magnetic stovetop grips so hard that you simply can't knock the frying pan over.
That's kind of great. Dang. You could knock the whole oven over, but you can't. That frying pan ain't going nowhere. What? Skinwalker?
Whoa, where'd you go? Run, 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 run!
It's coming.
Go.
It's coming.
What the hell? Inside. Close it.
I did.
Dang, it's fast.
Oh my gosh. He's going to the basement.
We gotta lock it now.
It's coming.
Oh, shit!
Y'all are screwed.
That doesn't sound like coyotes.
They hear something. They tripping. She said it don't sound like a coyote. It's kind of sound like a Skinwalker coyote. You can barely hear it. They got the audios extremely low. There's no reason I should have this up to 80%. Still can't hear. Distant howling. We can't hear nothing, sweetheart.
A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
Got this thing on 100%. You can hear noises, but faintly.
I was walking my dog in the park when I found the sheriffs in the bushes. They got super shifty when I started asking questions.
What are they doing out there? And why they got guns? Guns on tripods like they about to shoot something. What? They're in a public park. What's going on?
Alright.
What rank are you? What's your name and badge number?
She's still following. My name's Peter. Is there anything? I mean, you can follow him if you want. You can, but is there anything I can help you with? Do you have any questions? Or?
Yeah, what are they training? What are they hoping to learn today?
Oh, I don't know. Capabilities and any deficiencies.
Capabilities to do what? And what is this gentleman's inefficiency?
I don't know yet. We're still doing training.
So we'll find out.
We'll find out, hopefully.
What are you hoping to teach him?
So I'm just a proctor. I'm just making sure that things are safe and that everybody that's got stuff going on is learning and doing what we need to do.
Learning what? You're the teacher and you can't tell me what they're learning?
He said, oh.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just one of the safety proctors.
You literally don't know and you're the safety proctor? How are you going to maintain their safety?
What kind of name badge is a duct tape with Peter written on it?
I mean, what do you need to do to ensure their safety?
All sorts of stuff.
Like what?
All sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff. I'm not sure.
You're not sure of your job? I'm asking you what you do.
What do you mean, what do I do?
What do you plan on doing today to ensure their safety?
So we do all sorts of stuff.
You haven't given me one example yet.
Oh.
It seems like you don't know what you do.
What do I do?
Yeah, what are you doing today?
All sorts of stuff. What do you mean?
Tell me what example of one thing you plan on doing today.
Why are you?
Because you're evading my questions.
No,
you're
asking me really bad questions. I don't understand what.
No, I'm asking you literally a very clear question. What are you going to be doing today?
So today I went to breakfast. I made coffee. I went to breakfast. I drove down to here. We did some training stuff already. We had lunch.
No, I'm talking about what are you doing in your training. I don't care about your breakfast.
What am I doing in my training?
Yes, what do your trainings consist of?
Depends what our training topics are.
Today, what did it consist of today? What are you teaching these guys?
So like I said, I'm just doing the safety aspect of it.
What is your role as
my man is playing dumb. He is playing dumb. Tell this woman that you don't have to tell her anything, or if it is indeed the case where if somebody asks you can provide an answer, then give her a direct answer. One or the other. Either tell her that you don't have to tell her nothing or tell her the truth. Gosh, which one is it?
Safety. What did you do today to ensure their safety aspect?
So we did notifications, we came out here, we surveyed the property, and a bunch of other stuff.
Did you deem them to be safe while being filmed? Or do you think I'm a threat while filming?
I think you're just a person that's probably concerned about what's going on. I saw you walking your dog, and that's cool. I waved to you.
Are the Imperial Beach Sheriffs here?
The Imperial Beach Sheriffs?
Yes.
Are they here? No, it's just me and you. And I don't see anybody else on either direction.
I already saw your other officers hiding in the bush, so that's a lie.
Okay.
You just got caught lying.
I'm not lying to you. There's nobody else here. It's just me and you talking. I'm trying to answer questions, but I don't get what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get me to look like an idiot, or are you trying to actually learn something?
Only you can make yourself look like an idiot. I was trying to figure out what you're doing, but you couldn't answer the question.
I told you we're doing training.
What are you training them to do?
That's one of the realest answers. Only you can make yourself look like an idiot.
In our park.
So we're with the San Diego Sheriff's Department. We're not in the park. We're on a private property. And we're doing training. We're training all sorts of topics.
Look, you said no one's here. Look at all these fools.
They just showed up. You saw them just drive in. I don't know why you're trying to make it a big scene.
This is a big scene. This is a big scene. This park is for children, dogs, and horses.
I don't know. I honestly believe that there's something going on. Something is going on that they don't want to tell us about. So they're going to sit there and evade any and all questions that may come their way. Something big about to happen that they don't want to give us any information on until they're ready to give us some information on it. Do they think that we're not ready or prepared for what can potentially happen? Do they feel as though they are the ones that we should trust if something does go down? It's hard to trust someone when you don't give us a reason to trust you by lying to us.
Largest operation of its kind since the Egyptians built the pyramids. We did it, boys. In 2012, this 340-ton granite stone was wedged between these two walls as part of an art project called Levitator Mass. That's 680,000 pounds, 21 feet tall, transported over 100 miles from the quarry it was dug out of. So big, it needed a custom trailer truck, 260 feet long, 32 feet wide, built around it. With 196 semi-truck wheels, that's like 11 18-wheelers, traveling 4 miles per hour, taking 11 days, and costing $10 million after a whole year of prep work.
$10 million for an art project? Traveling that 4 miles an hour to transport this big old boulder? You think I'm gonna walk underneath that? That doesn't look secure enough for me.
Yet this 340-ton stone is just a third of the weight of the 1,000-ton Trilithon stones at the Temple of Jupiter in Baalbek, Lebanon, allegedly moved by the Romans over 2,000 years ago. Or what about the 2 colossi of Memnon statues in Egypt, carved from a single stone each and a little more than double the weight of the art stone, which were moved more than 3 times the distance over 3,000 years ago? Or
how were they doing that back then, man?
The Ramesseum statue, which was originally over 1,000 tons and moved over 125 miles from Aswan to Thebes. Yet questioning how these ancient civilizations were able to move these megaliths is crazy.
Yes, it is crazy. How? How were they able to move it when they didn't have what we have now? Maybe they had something better.
Do you know what the Xbox logo is supposed to represent? An X? No, for Xbox?
I'm sure that's exactly what it represents.
No, it's something else. There's actually a crazy meaning behind this. What? How? It's pretty cool. Okay. Wait, is it an opening? It opens to the world. It's actually a physical object. It's supposed to represent sourdough bread. It actually looks exactly like a sourdough bread loaf. I could see it, but why? Wild reasoning. The creator of the Xbox, Seamus Blackley, Seamus, S-E-A? Seamus? I think Seamus. Seamus Blackley created a sourdough bread from 4,500-year-old yeast, which was considered considered the oldest sourdough bread in existence. And that's what he loved sourdough bread. Does he eat it while gaming? It has no relation to the gaming world. It doesn't make any sense. He loved the sourdough bread so much that he made the Xbox logo after this oldest bread in history. Isn't that crazy? He made the oldest dough of bread ever? Creator of Xbox? Yes, that's pretty impressive. 4,500 years old. That's insane. How does bread like that not get stale? I don't understand. That's older than the year we're in. Twice that's old.
I love Xbox. I'm not even sure if I've ever had sourdough bread, though. Fascinating. Now I gotta try it.
SpongeBob Mandela effects. For SpongeBob, you know Sandy, right? Yeah. Her suit is obviously like the white suit with the helmet on top. Does she have something on her back? Isn't it the oxygen tank or whatever? So apparently she never had that. Apparently she never had the box in the bag to give her oxygen and shit. So her back is just completely naked. It has nothing. It's blank, bro. It's just white, like an astronaut suit. But
Nah, she had a box on the back.
I remember having a fucking backpack. Yeah. The other one that's very, very big. Do you remember the movie when they go and get the crown for King Neptune?
Nah, I never saw it.
Yeah. At the end scene when SpongeBob is about to go crazy with the guitar and he starts destroying people's helmets with a guitar, right? How do you remember the guitar looking like? Isn't it the peanut? You don't remember it's a white guitar with two like... That one, no. I remember it being a peanut. Yeah, so it's always been a peanut, this one. Yeah, that's what I remember, the peanut. But a lot of people remember it like this. What the I mean, I understand. It does look like it would be part of his costume. You know what I think it is, though? What? I don't think it's a Mandela effect. I think it's because, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's an episode of SpongeBob where Sandy, she's playing a guitar, and it looks exactly like that.
Nah, remember the one Mandela effect video that we saw of the dude with the old Nokia phone that was recording his screen, and you can see on the phone that the freaking guitar that SpongeBob had was changing? It was one thing on the screen that we could see with our eyes, but the phone showed another. Mandela effect. We're about to see a video, and he's going to be recording this with this device. Let's see how it turns out. All right. What? You can't. Look, y'all. You can't. It's shaped like a peanut. It's shaped like a peanut. Clear as day. But here, with his finger, it's shaped like a V. And it was purple. He's recording this, y'all. You even see him record it when it's playing. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that he didn't fake any of these. Yo, this is amazing. Wow. What? That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. It is Monday if y'all are watching this video when I release it, meaning we got the live stream, the paranormal live stream happening tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys there. But anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.